Welcome to our podcast. Today we have a special guest, and his name is
McLean Cash.
Welcome, McLean. We have a couple of questions for you, starting with this first question. The question is, what do creationists believe?
Well, creationists believe that the world is not millions of years old, and that we did not evolve from past animals, but that God created us and everything else.
And do you have any scientific evidence to support this view?
Well, we know that the Earth is not millions of years old because there was a baby, what's called a mastodon, that had milk in its stomach.
And I bet there's more stuff like that too.
Yeah, a lot.
That's really interesting. Second question: would you say evolutionists believe?
Well, they believe that all of us have evolved from something and have like common ancestors and all that stuff, and that the world is like millions of years old and stuff like that.
And then what scientific evidence is there to support this view?
Well, DNA and genetic code reflect the shared ancestry of life. That's what they say. DNA comparisons can show how related species are, even though we know that they are not related. They can be, but...
That's very interesting, McLean. We have another guest with us, and he's going to tell us 3 examples of what critics of creationists say. And his name's Brian.
Well, one thing critics of creationists say is since creationism is based on the Genesis creation story, why should it be included in public education? And another thing critics of creationists say is what's the difference between scientific creationism and biblical creationism? And another thing critics of creationists say is, but isn't the very fact that creationism requires a greater proof that it is religious rather than scientific?
That is interesting. Back to McLean, we have a couple questions for you. First being, list 3 fossils or geological formations.
Well, the first one is pretty complicated. It's ancient fossils preserved in the rock layers range from algal mats to microfossils from Precambrian time, which was 1,200 million to 740 million years ago, to a multitude of body and trace fossils from the Paleozoic era, which was 525 to 270 million years ago. Creationists interpret this evidence that it was not millions of years ago, but yet thousands. And evolutionists think the opposite, that they evolved and it was millions of years ago. Next one is the Steller's cow. It was not millions of years ago, but thousands, and evolutionists think they evolved. The other one was like a megalosaurus, which is like a deer type thing that evolved, or supposedly was what evolutionists say. But creationists say that God created it and all of it, everything. And then second to last one is trilobites, and they are little sea creatures, and that was not millions of creationists believe that it's not millions but thousands of years ago. And evolutionists think that they evolved and millions of years ago. And for the last one, it's pretty hard to pronounce. It's like archaeoyathids. And they're like fossils that are preserved in rock, like coral and stuff. And evolutionists believe that they formed there and stayed there for millions of years. But obviously we believe that it hasn't been that long.
These were very interesting facts. I didn't know half of the things you told me, so I hope that we can see you back in the office soon, Dr. McLean.
Yeah, I hope so too. All right, see ya.